So in this video, I'm going to be going over Bedwwars tips and tricks. And first, I'm going to go over what I normally do in a Bedwwars game, and that is wait for 12 iron, then get wool. First, I make a single layer wool bed defense, and then I speed bridge directly towards emeralds, which is usually middle. And if I see any beds exposed, then I'll quickly go for them and destroy them. And if you have to quickly get back to your bed, just put everything in an ender chest and then go back to your base by voiding. But if you don't see a bed, just go back to your base the way you came. And then I like to spend all my emeralds, if I have like 2 or 4, I like to spend them on bridge eggs. Because you can travel nearly anywhere, just like an ender pearl, but it costs 1/4 as much. Because it just costs 1 emerald. And you can also use it for like PvP tactics, like throwing it over your enemy to make like a wall of wool, which is really helpful in like jumping over them. And then once you just do that, rinse and repeat, like get emeralds, get bridge eggs, continue doing that. Always remake your like opponent's bed defense, because that could trick other like players into thinking that their bed isn't gone. I know this because I always by accidentally go for broken beds, which it does show on the right side of the screen if a bed's broken or not, but I never check that. Anyways, you might be thinking that this isn't the best guide because I'm just telling you what to do and not how to do it. Well, now we're into the PvP section of this video where I'm going to be covering tips on how to get better at PvPing. Because PvP is mostly about knockback and combos, especially during Bedwwars. You want a lot of knockback because then you can knock your enemies into the void. So ways you can do this is by sprint resetting. This is really helpful because sprint resetting can cause combos and lots of knockback. And what this is when you keep clicking the sprint button, or like just W tap, which is the forward button for most people. If you double tap, it'll cause you into sprint. And if you keep doing that, you'll constantly sprint like over and over, and that'll cause a bunch of combos. But your opponents can also do this, and that's why it's important to block their sprints. You can do this with fishing rods, bow and arrows, or blocks. It's seen to use blocks a lot because you can just place a block directly in front of them, then you can get them into a nasty combo, which is very helpful if you want to deal a lot of damage or just knock them into the void. And most players use it for like a quick kill, and it is very helpful if you're also trying to protect your bed. And then if you want a big combo, it's also important to have very high CPS. I'm going to be covering the 3 main used clicking methods. This is not including drag clicking because it's just the beginner's guide. But the 3 methods I'm going to be covering is butterfly clicking, jitter clicking, and normal one-tap clicking. So straight off the bat, don't use normal clicking because it's horribly inefficient and it's basic. Don't be basic. Instead, what I usually do is butterfly clicking, which is where you put 2 fingers on one side of the mouse, and then you just alternate tapping, like kind of like you're making your fingers run, almost. And this will double your CPS, and you have nice control over where your mouse is pointing, because your pinky and your thumb can be on, like your pinky, thumb, and palm can be covering the mouse while you click with your index and middle. Now, jitter clicking also gets you very high CPS, and this is where you tense up one finger and you kind of shake it. Kind of like you're having a seizure, although I don't want to say like you're having a seizure, but it's basically that. And I don't like jitter clicking because, in my experience, you don't have good control over the mouse while jitter clicking because it takes a lot of concentration to keep up the rhythm of jitter clicking, and I find that moving the mouse is just too difficult while jitter clicking. So I try to get this done by butterfly clicking, which gives me enough CPS to cause a combo. And the last topic I'm going to be covering in this video is hotkeying. And what hotkeying is it's keys you can click that act like a shortcut. That way, when you click something, it'll make it easier to get somewhere. For example, I have 2 buttons on the side of my mouse that I assign to the 8th and 9th slots of my hotbar. As you can see in the video, I set it to where the ender pearls are and where my knockback stick is. That way, with a click of a button, I'm already on that space of the hotbar. so I can get it quickly and it's very accessible. But there's also a bunch of hotkeys on the keyboard. You can change it any way you like. Each playstyle is different. But a tip I learned from one of my friends, the YouTuber Getredddy, you should check out his channel, is the drop item key, which is usually Q. He told me to rebind it to the minus key. That way I don't drop anything by accident, which a lot of people do. Especially when you're around the void, like in Bedwwars, you don't want to be dropping anything important. Unless if it's intentional, which you can just change the hotkey to something else. And there's a lot more hotkeys you can do. Like, let's say, instead of shift to crouch, you can make that alt. And there's a bunch of different variations you could do. You could make sprinting F, anything you want. It's all very, very based on the player's playstyle and how they handle different situations. And that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm hoping to get YouTube rank, because, well, I want lag-free speed bridging. Also, it's a rank that you can get for free. I'm not going to spend money on a rank. Sorry, Hypixel. And also, the video quality is going to get better on my videos because I finally fixed OBS, as you can see in this video here. And because school's almost over, I'm going to be uploading a lot more regularly. So please subscribe, and see ya.